Hey there, it's Kay, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I'm finally going to give you guys an update on October's budget. So I'm going to be doing 2 paycheck budgets with you guys, as well as updating you guys on how some of my spending is going. So why don't we get into it? So here we are in October. And remember, I printed this page upside down. I don't know how that happened, but like I said, I have 2 paychecks to budget, so I'm going to start with that. So here on the first paycheck, I estimated $1,000, but I pulled in $1,053 after tax. And so I did end up surplus 53 from what I'm budgeted for. However, I am going to skip to paycheck 2 because I ended up short. So I budgeted 1,000 and I ended up at 975. So I was short 25, right? So in total for the month, I am still going to be surplus, but barely. So it's going to be pretty tight, pretty close to what I budgeted for. Now, last month for September, I did show you guys how my budget normally works, where I have to borrow against my cushion and then put the money back. And I'm not going to do that this month because for me, my budget, the most important thing about my budget isn't like the process, it's about how the numbers work out and being able to stick to numbers and making sure they all work out. So no matter what, at the end of the month, I know that there's no funny business. So my rent, $913 that I paid, Spotify $5, so $918. So we have 1053 minus 918 leaves 135. And I budgeted what, 32 here, 82 here. Yeah, 53 extra. That makes sense. That matches that. So I must have had a category budgeted 50 for laundry. So we'll do that. We'll add the 50 for laundry. And then the 50 for allowance, and then an extra 3 in food, 35. So that should be 135. So 50 is 100 plus 35 is 135. With nothing left over. So that's paycheck 1, where the numbers are gonna go for that. Which means I can pay less into my food budget on the second paycheck. We had 975, and then I remember there was a bill that came out less too. Yeah, my insurance came out at 134 instead of 141, which is weird, but I'm not gonna question it. If it happens again for November and December, then I'm just gonna assume it's a rate change. The only bill that hasn't come out as of now is my Adobe, because I'm filming this on the 24th. So that hasn't come out on the auto pay, but I need to account for that in here. This was 134, Sprint was 54, and then UMass is 50. And the Adobe is on auto pay, so it's not going to change. So I'm going to account for it anyway. So we have 975. Normally it would have been 275, so that would have worked out nice, but the math is a little different here. 54 plus 134 plus 50 plus 30, 268. So 975 minus the 268, 707. So we are still short walking in, but I don't need to do allowance, and I don't need to do laundry because remember I put that on paycheck number 1, so I don't have to count for that. And then I was able to put 35 into food from that. Food was supposed to be 400, so it'll be 400 minus 35. on the second paycheck, so $365. And then pet 100, transportation 60. So 365 plus 100 plus 60 is 525. 707 minus 525, 182. So now I'm surplus because I did take care of that with the surplus from the first paycheck, and then this bill came up a little short, which gave me a couple extra dollars. So I have 182 to work into my savings, which is good. Hold on, 182 and I had 147, so it's $35 extra. So I think I'm gonna throw that. Well, why don't we round the VIT to 50? And then that'll put 132 into Christmas. I think I like the way that works out. So I'm gonna grab the monthly budget, get it up to date here. So I had 1053 plus 975. Yeah. Total income was 2028. So pretty close. And everything was normal except for my car insurance, which came out was at 134. Yeah. But everything else will be the same. These are literally pretty much all auto pay bills. So what we had, 918 and then like 268. Yeah. 1186. So 842. Yep. So there's some surplus. That's how it's going to work in. I'm not going to do the variable expenses yet because that'll be at the end of the month to figure out what my like rollover is going to be. But my vet, I am going to do 50 in here, and I'm going to do 132 into savings to make 182. So the only quantity I'm missing is that, so that's good, which I can't do those until the end of the month anyway. So I also want to update you guys on some of my spending because I haven't done a spending check-in in a while. Mostly because I don't really like how my process was going. I don't really like doing it this way, and I've been working on making a different kind of check-in sheet that list kind of like fits my brain better. So my transaction log looks like I've only tracked up to the 19th so far, but that's okay. Alright, so I grabbed my black jelly roll because it's super bold and it shows up really good on these expense trackers. So let's see. I'm just gonna go through by color. So I have one allowance transaction. Mercari. Oh yeah, I bought this planner cover. I know like planning can be really expensive, and so if you're ever looking for like good deals on stuff, there's tons of people de-stashing stuff on there. So I recommend if you're looking for really nice stuff at decent prices. People even throw like unused planners up there for really cheap. So I did that on the 10th. Oh, this was my first attempt on the silhouette, and so the cut is like messy. For some reason my blade was super aggro when I first installed it, and so the default sticker paper setting is just cuts way too deep, like almost a die cut. So I do not recommend. there's that. I don't know why I didn't write it on here, but I know I've used $30 of my laundry money so far. And I usually do my laundry on a Saturday. So I'm just gonna stick that one here. Next, I'll take care of pet stuff, which is this color. So I have a Petco transaction for $81, and then I have Pet Supplies Plus for $33. So that means I went over my budget, but it's okay. Alright, so next I'm going to move on to transportation. So let's see. I have mobile's $20, and then Easy Pass for $10, and then car wash for $12, and then another Easy Pass. Okay. Oh, you know what? I have the same transaction written here twice. I have no idea why. See, I am trying to keep up with my finances, but like my brain capacity with like working and going to school is just like not here. And I'm jacked up on coffee, which is probably why I'm like so rambly and talkative today. Mobile 10. Then Easy Pass was 11. Car wash I did on the 15th when I went to do laundry. That makes sense. Yep. So that's all the transportation, which leaves food, my most daunting category. Let's see, we got Wendy's for $6. I went to Longhorn for $23. Aldi for $85. And then Target $42. And then Dunks. Oh yeah, I loaded my card with 15. And then Target 21. The most interesting thing about changing my diet that I found is that I am eating out less frequently, like fast food, but I am spending more on groceries, and I'm spending more on like a good quality dine-in meal. I think I briefly talked about it in my monthly budget, but I've switched to a little bit lower carb diet. I'm not like keto or anything because I think that's really extreme, but I just like watch my carbs, try to substitute like alcohol sugars where I can. And so like I'm not eating like potatoes anymore, so french fries are gone, so it's like pretty much all fast food. And I'm not eating like regular bread if it's not keto bread or like a low carb bread or low carb wrap. I'm not eating it. So this is like my first full month doing it, so I can't wait to see how my budget looks at the end, seeing if it's just gonna cost me too much money to keep going. Alright, so that's how my spending is looking so far for the month. I'm not gonna do the check-in sheet, which I think I put on this side. I'm not gonna do this with you guys because I'm working on a new one, and once I get that finished, I want to use the spending from October to test out the methodology of that one. So I'm gonna say that's it for my October budget check-in. So thank you so much for budgeting with me today. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you're subscribed so that you can catch me the next time. Good luck and have a great one.